One congressman who will be there on Friday, in fact, she's the vice chair of the transition team, is Tennessee Republican Congressman Marsha Blackburn. Thank you for being with us.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
So let's address that issue first. Some of the people on this list are boycotting the inauguration, as you know, because of the way that the president-elect responded on Twitter to Congressman John Lewis, saying that he does not think that Trump is a legitimate president. He said Congressman Lewis is a man of no action, all talk. He said his district is crime-infested. Do you agree with the way that he responded to Congressman Lewis?
Poppy, I have to tell you, I wish that Congressman Lewis had not made the comments that he made, and I would have preferred that the president not respond in that manner. But I think we all know that Donald Trump had an amazing victory. He won 30 of 50 states. He won more counties than have been won since Ronald Reagan. He certainly had the majority in the electoral votes, 306 votes. And we all know that. And I think there are so many issues that we have to deal with: our nation's security, dealing with the health care issues, tax reform. I would love to see everyone come together and support.
I think everyone wants to see that unity, and I think everyone wants to see those issues that affect Main Street America dealt with. And the reason I ask you that is because you're a powerful voice in his ear and in this transition. And this comes at a time when the president-elect is writing an inaugural address that is focused on unity, according to his own team. So how do his tweets reflect that? How do they unify our country? Can he tweet like that, Congresswoman, in 5 days?
I don't know how he's going to handle. I think that you will probably see him continue talking directly with the American people on Twitter and continuing to get his message out, kind of going over the media, if you will, and that is
okay. But lashing back at something that obviously really got to him and hurt him, right? And saying that he's not legitimate. Look, this is even the president, President Obama, Hillary Clinton, they say, you know, this is the president-elect, right? She will be, for example, Clinton at the inauguration. But the question becomes, can he react like that, going after everyone who insults him or questions him? Well,
yes, and utilization of social media, I think, will continue. I think that possibly you may see a change in approach or tone or tenor a little bit, and I certainly would hope so. And, you know, as today, and it's Sunday, and it is the day that many of our congregations have celebrated MLK Day. And I think that is such a good reminder to us about unity. And many churches, including my own, are having unity services today. And that is very appropriate. And I hope that it helps us turn our attention away from things that divide us and toward things that unite us. Thing that we need. Yes.
To that point of unity, I want to talk about the intelligence community and the president-elect, because CIA Director John Brennan was on Fox News Sunday this morning, and he spoke, you know, it's a pretty strong words for the president-elect when it comes to what the president-elect has said about the intelligence community, tweeted about them, tweeting intelligence in quotes, really questioning the veracity of their findings. Here's what Brennan said.
If he doesn't have confidence in the intelligence community, what signal does that send to our partners and allies as well as our adversaries? So I think Mr. Trump has to be very disciplined in terms of what it is that he says publicly. He is going to be, in a few days' time, the most powerful person in the world in terms of sitting on top of the United States government. And I think he has to recognize that his words do have impact, and they can have very positive impact, or they can be undercutting of our national security.
The undercutting of our national security. Would you like to see the president-elect stop disparaging the intelligence community?
I have a lot of trust in Mike Pompeo, who is going to be the CIA director, and others of the national
but that was not my question. My question was, would you like to see the president-elect stop disparaging the intelligence community?
He is going to have his team in place that will be advising him, and I certainly think that you're going to see a more unified approach to the intelligence gathering and the briefings and the components that are presented to the president. I watched that interview with Mr. Brennan after I got in from church today. And you know, Poppy, I think that what we have to realize is the entire conversation, when you look at it in total, dealt with the dossier, that with the information that was there on the gathering from Fusion GPS. And it was something that was Oppo research. And then it goes into the hands of the intel community, and somehow it ends up in the press. And
well,
so
you know,
there
Clapper,
is a lot of back and forth.
As you know, the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, wrote a memo publicly saying this was not leaked from the intelligence community. So let's listen to what Donald Trump...
I'm aware of that, and I read that memo.
Let's listen to what Donald Trump said this week in his press conference about the intelligence community. Play it.
I think it's a disgrace. And I say that, and I say that. And that's something that Nazi Germany would have done and did do.
Is that language appropriate?
You can talk a lot about if language is appropriate or not, and utilization of words and approaches to things. But what we have seen via the intel community, the conduct of Jim Comey, then Senator Schumer's words this week, when Donald Trump had
matter.
No,
and
let me
words
finish
matter,
this.
Especially but
yes,
please answer the question, because they really matter when they're coming from the president-elect. Are those words, comparing our intelligence community to someone operating within Nazi Germany, are they appropriate?
Poppy, Senator Schumer's comment that if he challenged the intel community,
we can absolutely talk about Senator Schumer's comment after you address my question, which was about the president-elect. Do you think that what the president-elect said was appropriate?
I'm saying what Senator Schumer said about the intel community having the ability to come back at you 6 ways from Sunday. The inappropriate nature of the fact that our government would use our agencies to get back at people. The inappropriate nature of that. The handling of information via the FBI, the leaking of an Oppo research memo and dossier, and whomever did this, it is the clouding and the confusion around that, and yes, it needs to be cleaned up. Is it going to require leadership? Absolutely, it is going to require leadership. I think that when you see the president-elect sworn in on Friday and his people move into the positions that are there, individuals that he knows, he has trust in, he has confidence in, and you see that these agencies are not going to be politicized agencies, yes, I think at that point you're going to see a different approach.
So to that point then, do you believe, are you inferring that you believe, for example, that Director Comey of the FBI should be fired?
No, I think that right now, you leave that until we have our Attorney General in place, we have our new team in place. Allow them to
right, but I'm asking you, what do you think? Because you're clearly questioning the intelligence community. Do you think he should be replaced?
And I think that it is inappropriate at this point in time. We are 5 days away from having a new president sworn in. And there is a lot of confusion, a lot of cleanup that needs to be done. Let's allow them the opportunity to have those conversations and to make some changes or movements or decisions or whatever they feel that they need to do. There has been some right and wrong that has been done by different agencies. There has been right and wrong that has been said by different individuals. And Poppy, I have to tell you, I think at this time, at this point in time, as we are entering in to inaugural week, what we all need to do is allow this transition of government to take place.
Does that mean we should not talk about what is happening and what the president-elect is saying? Is that what you're inferring?
No,
that
not at all.
Because it's inauguration week, we shouldn't address these issues?
No, not at all. That is not what I said. In my position as an elected official, I think it is inappropriate to say, well, I think they need to be doing this, that, or the other today, tomorrow, or the next day. I'm going to show them the respect of getting sworn in, getting their team in place, and then we in the House will move forward with our agenda. The Senate will move forward with their agenda. We will exercise our Article I powers. We will turn to the administration with their Article II powers and look for opportunities to work with them. And, you know, we'll celebrate the fact that it is the judiciary, the third branch of government, that actually swears in the president and the vice president. And we will look forward to having that peaceful transition on Friday.
Congresswoman, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Good to be with you. Thank you.